Hi everyone. So we are streaming again. It's been a couple months that we took a break, but we're picking back up again. It's still going to be ad hoc, so there's not going to be any main schedule. But yeah, so if you're new, please feel free to just drop a comment. But yes, I'm pretty much going to pick up with some recent events. So we had a tutorial at ICAPS. So if you don't know, ICAPS, the International Conference on Automated Planning and Scheduling, is happening this week. And last week they had the workshops and tutorial. And so we had a paper in the workshop. And then we also did a tutorial. So the workshop we had a paper in was the bridging the gap between reinforcement learning and planning. So you can check out the new paper there. And then we have this tutorial online. And so this is kind of what we went through, and mostly it was just to get people to use the code and play with it and run it and have a chance to ask questions and walk through some of the exercises. And there were actually some of the attendees played around with the code, and we actually have some updates and something to work on from that. And so I'm going to go ahead and just go to the GitHub here and show the issues we have, because we have some new issues. And particularly for tonight, so I've added these, and we're going to be adding more issues soon. So especially if you're new to the stream or new to this project and you want to contribute in some way, which we would love to get more help on, feel free to check out one of these issues and try to get started. And if you have any questions, you should post on the Gitter. So from the main page, there's a link here to this Gitter chat, and this is where people are posting questions. So we had a little bit more activity. This was quiet for a while, but now people, talked about some issues and problems and stuff that was working from the tutorial. And so if, basically this is permanently here. You can post, people will respond. I'll probably respond. And so if you want to contribute, this is a great way to do so. So you can pick an issue or just try to run the code, see if you run into any problems, and then help us make progress. And what I want to, so we had an issue before with the planning agent, and Florian, who from the tutorial, he attended the tutorial, he posted a new issue, and this is what I thought we could get working today. But before we do that, there's some basic, just some housekeeping things I wanted to update. And so this might not be the most exciting thing, but just going to update some of the documentation and other things. So, and if you have any questions, drop something in the chat here in YouTube. There's a little delay, so I can have high resolution, but I'll see it eventually. Okay, so let's see. The first thing I wanted to do is just update well, let me show this first. So the instructions and the README, the documentation online is now updated. And so like these instructions have gotten a little crisper. There's a little bit more detail. We added this step to do the pip install -e. That was helpful for some folks. We also made it so that this now runs on Linux, Mac, and Windows. And we had users using all the operating systems during the tutorial, which was pretty great. And let me just pause for a second and just reorganize some of my windows here. Okay. So the README file on the GitHub page is now out of date. So this quick start is much more updated. So I just want to replace this so that it's a little more, so that, it's up to date. We don't want to don't want to confuse people. So these are all the quick start instructions. And, the main thing is I want to link to the README documentation. I think that's going to be the easiest thing to do. So, that way we only have to update it in one place. And let's go ahead and I think, is this how we do it? I always have to remember how to use lockdown every time. So, nope, that's not the link we want. We want this link. Awesome. So tonight's stream is probably going to be a little slower. Excuse me, shorter. We're probably just going to stream for an hour, maybe a little over an hour. So it looks like, is that going to work? Well, now I have to look. Markdown cheat sheet. How do we do an external link? Okay, there's just no, I guess the exclamation point is special. Yes, okay. Let's say on the documentation webpage. Okay, now we can delete all these. So there's one place for it. Yeah. And then I also want to make a list of papers. So, because now we have 2 papers with the new paper that had been posted. And so how do we make an unordered list? Dashes. Okay. So let's do this. Excellent. And if we do the PRL workshop ICAPS 2021, you can find this. Awesome. And so our paper is down here, number 7. And so a lot of the authors are the same. Let's just keep the same format here. So and the order of the authors is a little different. Just make sure we get this correct. Okay, so I think we're good. And where is this linking to? Okay, it links to that paper. So then the paper title is this. Whoa. Okay, I think we need to do this at the end. And then the link is going to be this link. Whoa, no. It keeps doing that. Okay. And then this was... So we can put a period in the title. Oh, citations. One of the joys of doing research. Making sure they're formatted correctly. So, and the name of this workshop is PRL workshop. Let's do it like this. Bridging the gap between AI planning and reinforcement learning, period. Then International Conference on Automated Planning and Scheduling, ICAPS 2021. Or actually, let's just do this and then just say 2021. Okay, cool. So now we got 2 papers here, which is pretty neat. So that was an update. We wanted to do, so papers, please cite the most recent paper. Let's just say that. And I also want to link, say, tutorials and do a bullet here because we now have a tutorial. So iCaps 1 tutorial, and we will link to this page. So this is neat if people want to follow along or see what the tutorial is. I think it's a nice thing to just keep the reference around. Yeah, okay. I'd like maybe a little bit more of a heading. Can we do this? Okay. Then we have development community, quick start, quickest way to use the API. I think that's pretty up to date. And then I'm going to remove everything about the planner. Leave quickest way to use the API. And then I think we'll just say, see the online documentation for more information. Let's just leave it at that. Can make this a link and copy this URL. Okay, awesome. So just boring stuff to get this out of the way. Okay, and then let's get rid of all this. Oh, the Sphinx information is useful, actually. Let's get rid of this. Let's leave the building the documentation, because that's helpful for me. And then I think we can delete everything else, because all of this is on the web page. Okay. So let's go ahead and do this. We are pushing, and now let's just see what it looks like. So we're gonna go to YouTube stream for tonight, which, you know, if you guys want to follow along, it's pretty neat. Okay, so we got these 2 GIFs. We should also update these at some point. I think they're a bit old. Also, we don't have, oh yeah, tutorials. Huh. Does option 2? Huh. Is it because there's no space? Yes, there's no space. So let's update this. Okay, let's see if we can fix that. And then there's notes about building the documentation. Okay. Awesome. Links work. Yep, so this is our paper. And then this was the previous paper. That link works. Tutorial link works. Research effort. That's a little outdated. Should update that. Quick start link works. Beautiful. Yep, okay. It looks like all the links are working. Excellent. So that's one thing we wanted to update. Now, I just want to double check that in the fast downward planning agent, we have something that works for... Yeah, so we added this code, which enables it to run on Mac operating systems. So that's in there. And I think at this point, we want to work on this issue. So I guess let's test and see if we can get an agent running with the planning system. And so I'm running this in the terminal. Let me see if I can. Just give me a moment here. I'm just going to remove my windows real quick. So okay. Okay, this is it. Beautiful. So this is just so you can kind of see what I'm doing. And this is from a previous agent. So let's just make sure we can run the fast downward agent. And should just work. So go here. Okay, and it looks like it's moving around. Can we see what the goal is? Yeah, goal not has monitor planning. Let's go ahead and have it reset to so in the configuration here at the bottom, I'm gonna set, yeah, myconfig.autoStartGame equals to true. So this is just enable us to, it'll automatically start a new game for us when we play. And where is this? So if we do that, just let it, so it's abandoning the character, and now it should be, yeah, new game. Okay, awesome. So it's going around, it's planning. You can see the plan there, these 4 actions, so it's moving kind of quickly. But yeah, it's fighting monsters and stuff. So this is working. So now, let's let it play around a little bit and see if it can find some stairs. And then we're going to try and give it the goal to go to the next level. That's what was not working before. That someone then figured out a potential fix for. And, you know, we'll wait a couple minutes. If this takes too long before we find some stairs, then I might just take over with just play the game myself, get the agent to a place, and then reconnect and have the AI play. It is interesting because you could have we have a way to play the agent via the terminal, and so you could imagine developing an he might die here. Could imagine developing an agent that oh, he died. Okay. Well, we had the settings set, so it'll just start a new game, which is pretty convenient. We could totally make an agent that, if it's unsure what to do, could just ask the human to take over, which is kind of neat. Okay, we got a new game. Let's see if it gets to some stairs. Ooh, that slug hits hard. So we had some very experienced planning researchers attend the tutorial, which was just amazing. And a lot of them were pretty strong coders too. And so they just gave some great feedback on the API. And one of them caught this issue with the pddl file. And, I actually haven't written too many pddl files. And so I didn't know this was an issue, but there is the way that the fast downward planner parses the pddl, or it might just be the pddl specification. If you have a list of types, but then the bottommost type in that list has a super type, it gives all the ones above it the same type. And so I didn't know that was the syntax. And so that's just a super helpful find by one of them. And so I think, the recommended solution on the issue was to just anything that doesn't have a super type of another item, make it object, which is the default super type. And that way you won't get that issue of, basically an accidental setting of the super type for objects that you don't mean to set the super type before. And we'll go ahead and try this after. The reason why I'm wanting it to get to stairs is because I want to test the agent. Well, actually, I should say I want to test the planner on a state that is from the game that involves stairs, because that was the particular issue we were having. Because we should be able to give it the goal of go to the next level, and then it should just know that any stairs can take it to the next level and generate a plan that handles all of that. And we can do that kind of manually on the command line with the state files by just running the planner without actually using the API. And so that's what I'm hoping. But we still have not found a stair. We've got to find one soon. Yeah, still nothing. No, it's fighting some plants. Okay. I think this is, well, let's see what happens. Let him fight. While this is running, I'm going to go ahead and pull up that issue. So this is that issue. And this is the thing we had. And so and then they, the person who posted the issue tried the solution, didn't quite get it to work, but thought that it revealed another problem. So we're going to try and go through that tonight. Okay, this is taking a little long. We still have not found any stairs. So we're just gonna cancel it, and then I'm just gonna log in and play as the agent and just get to some stairs. Okay, we found some stairs. Let's kill all the monsters for now. Okay, so now let's just modify the, let's turn off the auto start new game, always start new game flags. And then let's run the agent again. Well, first let's save out of this game. And now we should be able to hit enter. And if we spectate, the agent should be planning here. Excellent. So I think we're good, and we can just cancel here now. And so now let's look at the state file. So the state.pddl file, we should find one stairs. So has stairs down, has stairs up. Okay, cool. So we have stairs down. And then, so this is the PDL file, and they're saying about the types. These are all dynamically generated objects. Okay, and then these are all the facts. Where's the... Oh, right, the domain file is separate from this. So what we should be able to do, let's pull up the model, the planning model, this one. So what should happen is all of these should have the type object, which we didn't have before. And and then for these, can do this much faster. And these are spells, abilities, target abilities, etc. items. Okay. So, and then there are constants. So I think that should have taken care of the problem. And then if we look at, just there's a lot of monsters, status effects, scrolls, potions. Okay. Places. So what we should be able to do is, I think there's an action travel staircase down, and the goal should be player place next lowest place. And if we look at places here, these are all the places. We see dungeon 1 is connected to dungeon 2. So we should be able to give a goal in the state.pddl file that player place is dungeon 2. And then it should be able to figure out, okay, generate a plan to do this. So now we're going to run the planner here. And so we're going to run it the same way we run it from our script. So if we go to the fast downward planning agent, we can look at how exactly it's being called on the command line. So for the Windows, we are doing Python fast downward. So we're going to do this. Paste that in the PowerShell, which is not in your view right now, but I'm going to do -- plan file. And then that plan file is going to take the first argument here is the plan result file name. So we can just make that test next level plan. And then the next argument here is the domain file name. And so what are we passing here? This. So we're going to give this. And then, and is that right? Models. Yeah, that's right. Okay. And then the current PDDL state is this one. And this is the current file that's in there right now. And then we have to give it this search dash, a star lm cut. So as this argument. Okay. So we've typed that in here, and now let's see if this works. It's running. Trace back. So we're getting an issue. So let's just make sure the state.pddl file and the domain file are all they're working. So let's give it a goal we know it should be able to achieve. And so this is where, if we find where the player is at, cell x0, y0, let's see if we can just reach this cell. So let's see if we can just give it player at. Oh, and you know what I realized? Well, that's a more complicated issue. Right now, our cells just have the x and y values and not the z values. And so that might be something we need to consider changing later as we want to handle multiple levels. So, it's not working. Hopefully there's a reachable place. Maybe there's not a reachable place. So let's just say, oh, because there could be a wall here or something. So let's just do x0, y31. Okay, there doesn't seem to be a location, like a wall here or anything. So let's try that. You guys aren't seeing me, but I edited the state pddl file. Okay, it's still failing. So, okay, we're still getting impossible pddl conditions. Okay, great. So this means there's some issue. Impossible pddl conditions. Sometimes to debug this, you have to work backwards from what's working. This is the state file. We have the domain file. I wish there was a more, yeah, I wish there was a better thing here. I don't think, were we using existential preconditions? But still, that shouldn't be a problem. So monsters are all objects. You know what? Let's use planning.domains, because that editor, I think, sometimes can catch things. So let's go to the editor. This is what I've used before. And let's copy and paste this in here. And we're going to rename this. Okay. And then, we can just give it the we can just give it a the state file. So let's do that too. Awesome. And we can hit plan. I think we can hit solve. Planning failed. Oh, so it should give us an error. Undeclared predicate has hand weapon used in domain definition. Wow, this is fantastic. This is more information than fast downward was giving us. Beautiful. So constants, predicates. So we have has weapon, but this is saying undeclared predicate has hand weapon. So has weapon. So let's try and find this. Hand. No? Oh, this would be. Yeah, this should be here. Weapon. Oh, is it in the state? Has hand weapon. Got it. So that's a problem. Okay. I know where to solve that. That should be in, I think, game and inventory. So let's see if we can find has hand. Nope. Maybe it's, there wouldn't be the parenthesis. Has hand weapon. Nope. Okay. Let's search in all of this. Yes, this one. So I think we're just going to do has weapon. So that was causing a problem. Beautiful. Monster status effect is declared to use unknown or empty type status. So first of all, let's just assume this is fixed. This is hand weapon. Will it work? Planning failed. Oh, so there's more than one in the state. So hopefully there's not too many. Yeah, just these three. Okay. So now let's hit solve. Planning failed. Has missile. But we don't have has missile in here. Has armor, has weapon. So is it? Yeah, that's the old one. Wow, okay, so I think we're gonna need missiles here. So I'm gonna add this missile. I'm gonna make it a equip item because you can't. Yeah, it really should be. Well, let's hold off on this actually. And oh yeah, you guys are still looking at. Let me just till we get it working. So I was gonna add missile here, but I'm actually just gonna remove it because what do we have here? Nothing here. Do we have a quiver action? No, we don't have a quiver action. So I think in the game, I'm just gonna hold off. I want to find. So here, and let's say, yeah, okay. So let's say in state.pdl we get rid of missile. All instances of this. So just do that and that. Okay. So now let's try and solve it. Unknown constant dungeon 11 in literal connected. Interesting. We don't have dungeon 11. Oh, dungeon 11. But then in state.pdl it's is there no? Yeah, dungeon 11. Oh, typos. Gotta love typos, huh? So this is just in the connected part of it, which is part of the state. So somewhere in the state, I thought this was auto-generating, but maybe not. State is auto-generating. So, but I think that's because there's an issue somewhere. These are all right. Oh, this is wrong. This will need to update. Okay. So, you know what? I'm going to go ahead. We put a to-do there. So I'm going to go ahead and add new issue. I need to log in. So I'll do that. I'll do that right after I get off here. So new issues, add support for missiles in the fast downward pddl, and writing to game state. Okay, cool. So we're still here, and okay, so let's just assume we fix this error. And now let's solve. Item does not match type of arg0 of predicate inv has item. Equipped weapon. Let's start breaking these down. So equipped weapon, which is a predicate. Equipped weapon should be a weapon. Do we not have weapons here? Yeah, weapon is an equip item. Weapon is an unknown. Is that what it said? Unknown type? Unknown or empty type weapon. Unknown or empty type weapon? But weapon's here. Oh, equip item. Equip items here is an item. Item is an object. So it's just armor and weapon and status. Everything else is fine. Armor, weapon, status. Status effect. So where is just status? Status effect. So that should be status effect. So let's change that here. Status effect. You know what? Once we get this working, we'll just overwrite that file. So if we look here at the status effect, so that should go away when we solve it. Yep, awesome. One less error. So equipped weapon is declared to use unknown or empty type. So it does not like these types, huh? Is there other things using items? Yeah, consume item, potion item. So, you know, I don't know. Maybe this has something to do with it. Nope, still nothing. Weapon and armor type has a problem. Weapon and armor. I wonder if it's like overloaded somehow. Weapon, equipped weapon, weapon item? Oh, but that's the name of the variable. So that's not a problem. Has weapon, sell, okay, that's fine. Weapon, weapon. Oh, does it not like the variable name? Well, potions and scrolls it's not complaining about. Wow, I don't know what that is. Unknown or empty type armor. Oh. Oh, is it because... Do you say the types in the actual... Yeah, you can say the types here. So is that the problem? I need to say weapon? And I need to say this is armor? Solve. That didn't change anything. Equipped weapon. Yeah, it does not like that weapon type. I just want to comment these out and see what happens. Certainly got rid of them. Type var item does not match type of arg0 of predicate inv has item. So inv has item is item. But then type of var item does not match type of arg0 of predicate inv has item. Inv has, where's this used? Oh, it wants the types for things. Okay, scroll. Okay, okay, it wants the types for things. So, yep. So, okay, maybe everything has to have types here. Maybe it doesn't like that. Maybe this was the only problem. Let's go to the very top and add those back in. And let's go to this one again. I don't think we found that. Oh yeah, we did add that. Oh, it really doesn't like var type cell does not match of player at. Okay, so pretty much everything has to have a type. So we can go through and everything here has types. Looks like it. Okay. Type here. Type here, type here, here. These actions all have types. So current place is a place. And then current cell is a cell. And next lowest place is a place. All right. And same thing here. Place, cell, place. All right. Item, cell. Weapon item, armor item, potion, scroll, item cell, skill, skill, we're good. Okay, everything else should have types. So let's see what errors we get. Undeclared variable next lowest place in literal player place. In literal player place. Predicates player at. Player place. Place. Undeclared variable? Huh, what do you mean undeclared variable? You know, maybe... Oh, here. This is the problem. Yep, okay. Timeout. Okay. So that's pretty neat. State, what is the goal? Player at. So maybe that's not an achievable goal, but let's try this one now. Segmentation fault. Let's see what happens when we run fast downward with this. So we're gonna update this to be this. And I'm gonna go ahead and commit this. And then you know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and take the state file, just copy and paste it in here, which should be fine. And then let's run it again. Well, no kidding, it looks like it worked now. Travel staircase down, dungeon. And wow, that's pretty cool. So I think we might have fixed it. Let's go look at the fast downward planning agent and see how it's choosing its actions. So it calls goal selection. Goal selection is saying after, I'm gonna say after 200 actions. Or let's say 300 actions. It'll try and go down the stairs. So, oof, this is exciting. I think it'll always start new game is on, or not necessarily. No, okay. Okay, cool. So it should know where stairs are. So it's gonna take a couple hundred actions here, so I think it'll take a minute. I'm gonna go ahead and leave this up while I'm gonna go ahead and add that issue into GitHub while leave this running. So let's do that. Making progress. I'll tell you what, the folks who helped put together this planning.domains, they are saints. That is just the most useful thing to help fix planning models. I don't know what I would do without it. So we want to go to issues. And the issue we were going to post is, right, adding support for missiles. Add pddl support for missiles. Oh, it's trying to fight a monster. Oh, it's stuck in a issue here. Okay. Let's you know, I'm gonna set this to be I'm gonna set this to be true. So it'll start a new game. Oh no, whoops. Cool. Oh wow, Knowles. That's rough. It's fighting the plants. Yeah, that's okay. Oh no, it's just exploring, but oh, because it doesn't consider that a non-movable tile. So all right, I'm gonna leave this run and step away for a second. Oh, it's still going after monsters. Yeah, the plants with the monsters is kind of an issue. Uh, oh no. Okay, gonna step away for a second, let the agent run, come back, and see if it will take the stairs. All right. Well, as you can see there, the agent was playing and kept dying. So we're gonna have to confirm this test, but it looks like we solved the planning problem with those demo, that demo state file and the new fast iron file. So we're gonna go ahead and merge this into the master and push it. So let's just go ahead and do that. All right, and we pushed that. I'm gonna close this issue with a comment. And if we go to DCSS GitHub, we refresh the page. Should see that we solved this issue. How do we go? Yeah, commits. So we fixed this, and so we can see the fixes in the pddl file. So I'm actually going to go ahead and link this to the issue. Awesome. Okay, thank you all for tuning in. We will double check and test later that it's working to get to the stairs by having an agent that plays long enough. But otherwise, that's it. So thanks for staying tuned. It looks like we solved that issue in the repository. So now if we look, I added that new issue, support for missiles, and that's it. So we're continuing to chip away at this. Stay tuned for more updates and more streams, and encourage you all to contribute or comment. Thanks for tuning in. Cheers.